takes place on December 21st, usually the Yule. This year it's around 4:47 p.m. on a Wednesday, and this marks the point which the sun has attained its waning limit. The light we're able to observe from the sun soon begins to increase once again. And in some cultures, the winter solstice has been called the moment of the sun's death and inevitable rebirth. In most cultures, outside of those who absorb the ideas of traditional Chinese medicine, actually view the winter solstice as this formal beginning of the winter season, the Yule in the pagan. Now, darkness comes earlier than at any other time of the year, and the sun shines at its lowest point in the sky. This is the yinest of yin times of the year. And in ancient Egypt, what's also curious, it's the time of year marked by the observance of the return of Ra.
Inshallah and Ashe. That was a magical little tone there. It's a talented, terrific Yule blessings of a Tuesday. And while we're waiting for people to hop on to the show or visit the live stream, listen to the replay. Did you have a galactic conversation with God Universe yesterday? Just saying. The God channel of subscription. Subscribing to that channel. What is your why? Your purpose to the divine and vice versa. Holding reality. Shifting the script for what you want to manifest. It's like quantum looping. Holding space, trusting the belief that your heart has to be loving. Holding a signature seed note. Your melody. The streams of the universe have opened the gateway, allowing us for a feeling that's actually beyond words about our future life. Kind of reminds me of High Vibe TV, actually, but it's a day to hold space for all the growth, the sproutings, if you will, of beliefs that our heart believes in. Sprouting, creating our own sacred garden, showing some optimistic, heartfelt gratitude for all the excelling beliefs that will open up our life to more of what we value inside of us, in our heart space. So the fear directive is fading, it's dissipating. So we've kind of moved past the spiritual excelling, the lessons of spirit brought to us by the season of Pisces. And we won't have that karmic influence for 12 years. I'm speaking to Jupiter, but applying those lessons that spirit brought to us, divinely ordained, if you will. So it's time of holding the note, the faith, the sacred channel, and revisiting and excelling the line, or casting out the fishing line of our spiritual prime directive, which is holding that line. It's kind of like the fishing pole, which is kind of Pisces-like, but the faith that we have in our own personal medicine, our prime directive, that is what we have to move forward with, streaming forward. It's like quantum excelling. Do you believe in your personal medicine, your prime directive? Is it being initiated? And the heart knows if you are being authentic to your story, the script that has been edited. So we have a week of things just busting through the seams. We've got the Earth Star, the power pathway, the Sacral, along with the soul's harmonic, before we enter into the season of Capricorn. When the cold father is in play, the cold dark father, I'd be listening to Musing with Tonya D, my podcast dedicated to Saturn, the cold dark grandfather, if you will. If you've listened in, you know what I'm talking about. But with that, welcome to today's daily snippet. I am your host. I'm a practicing holistic shaman and medium, an otherworldly life coach, and a subtle energetic surgeon. I do go by the term holistic Sha medium, which was coined actually by my friend Rich in Mongolia, 2018. But my attention is to utilize the indigenous, the origins, the indigenous technologies, along with the elemental realms, both in this world and not, along with our original divine blueprint to navigate our soul's harmonic through these realms, whether it's elemental, imaginal, into or through the shaman's portal, the eighth energetic center, the cosmos, the subtle realms, and really so much magical more. With offerings, prescriptions, and rituals. Rituals are food for the soul, the otherworldly kind, to really add to your sauce, your juice, your main stage ingredients, your personal container, which is those ingredients. It's so magical. Your personal medicine, your prime directive, your gift and purpose, really just assisting you, if you haven't discovered it yet, in navigating that inner genius, whatever your personal medicine is, the star that I believe we all are, magical beings, maybe reintroducing you to that essence, the side of you that resides within, so your light shines even brighter. No need dimming your light. My name is Tonya D, and welcome to my virtual medicine room. My chair is a little wobbly, but If you have yet to subscribe to my channels, please do, YouTube or otherwise. I am getting a facelift coming 2023. However, Tonya D on YouTube, Musing with Tonya D podcast. Saturn's in the house for the final podcast of the Otherworldly Insights. I won't have a new podcast out until into the new year. Quite, for a while. But the Earth Star is online, streaming through our soul's harmonic, which is galactic juicy. This is like the starry night, and it's landing. It is taking form into the Earth plane, nature realm. But with that, let's give a shout out also to the village, my community that's ever so growing. Ahhhh, blessings. Thank you. New subscribers, along with you that have been tuning in since the beginning. Gratitude as well. And thanks for sharing and liking and tuning into the replay. And remember, if you don't mind, of course, hitting the bell button so you're notified along with that white button. It gives it a crisp new look. I just said that. And remember, a comment or share does get you a message for your day to get you on your way, or if you need some insight. And you can also find me on other social channels like TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, stuff like that. But remember, I am your otherworldly shamanic assistant. You truly are your own healer. But sometimes we have energetic hiccups, and we do need somebody to look things through a different eye, an otherworldly eye, to really get us out of our own magical way. And the daily snippet, this is all about the cosmic energy, the elements of the earth, the elements of the galaxy, along with a message for our day, the subtle energies. I work with 12. The seasons we're in the water season right now, winter, peaking today, by the way. But it's like, are we ready to take our beliefs to the galley? The energy of creation, things we value, things becoming manifest, materializing out of nowhere. This is like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It's the quantum field. It's like grabbing the goods, the seeds, holding the note. That's what I'm doing, and I wish you to do that as well. But this includes all the materials, things taking form, materials, producing, being productive, could even be money. I believe in miracles, the miraculous. I'm holding that note. But this is the quantum field materializing into what we believe to come, things that become solid, something that becomes real. So this energy may feel even fractured, if you will, maybe possibly on shaky ground, unreal even. It's like seeing Bigfoot, and then you question if it was really Bigfoot. And it is. But nobody believes you, of course. But you know, and that's all that matters, authentically. So the formation of a cosmic bubble, the energy where things form in a bubble, a sphere. So this is the joy molecules that brings a feeling of sensitivity. The moon's in the season of Scorpio, where we cut things away, we release them, we're done. It's the portal. So really taking time to hold the note, the sacred space, to define the field and see the image of what your heart believes in and truth to the core of your personal manifestation, and knowing what the boundary is. Energetic boundary. So there is an energy behind manifesting a belief into reality. So it's the commitment to the feeling of the outcome. Power versus force here. So what's it going to feel like to hold the commitment? Is it something divinely decided? So if you're trying to manifest a heartfelt belief that you truly, authentically, heartfelt desire, you desire it, not outside of you, that will get you the wish you desire. You have to focus on the feeling as if you already have it, feeling the wish fulfilled. Holding the note, the intention of the feeling, it's generally a higher note, streaming into your essence, and you feel it in your entire being, in your entire body. But hold that frequency all day long. Hold that note. It's generally your personal sound seed, and beliefs are a combo. It's a combination of what our heart and our feelings are loving the feeling. It's like stirring the cosmic soup. So we kind of have to hold the resonance, the field, the frequency of what our heart intends to create. And this will make our beliefs become real, landing in this reality. So I would really hold this tonality, this vision all day long into tomorrow, maybe into Neverland. And if you have yet to identify what your soul's harmonic is able to commit to, at the seed of it, kind of identify it and commit to a feeling of the outcome that your heart seeks to harvest into 2023. Hold the tone, the loving feeling, protect it, nourish it, nurture it, the feeling all day long. It's like creating cosmic soup, literally. But we don't leave the soup to boil over or to burn the pot. It's nurturing it. You still got to nurture it, right? It's like harvesting a baby. Just because you're born one doesn't mean you put them in the side bucket, or a dog or a pet. You got to take care of those things. Just a few announcements before we get there. Of course, I have something fun. Don't ask how I come up with this stuff. Um, I went with a Yule log, some candles burning. That was fun, Christmassy. A sledding, which is another story I won't get into, and the bird, a winter bird. Those are your options to go with. But a few announcements. Of course, what's on the highway? Yule blessings. Hello. Listen to the short Yule podcast I created. Super fun. Winter, water, all the things. And we are going to enter the season of Capricorn, like tomorrow, a little later in the afternoons, the after hours. And we also have a new moon again. And part 2 of the ritual is actually posted today in the Musing with Tonya D Shamanic Healing Academy corridor. If you're in that group, a private village. The one today is to prepare for the new moon on Friday. So have you started to percolate the plans, the goals for your 2023 cycle around the sun, the magic of the sun? The Rising of the Origins is opening up at the end of January. I'm going to be immersing in that into the Chinese New Year. So super excited. Hop in on that. Join. There's always goodies in the portal, the meditations and whatnot. And the Shamanic Healing Academy, that's also going to be live. As far as the mentorship, limited opportunities for that. I like to keep it small and intimate. And the membership is totally open. But the Shamanic Healing Academy is for intuitive psychics, medicine people of all kinds. It really is a village. It makes it more fun. So if you're on the threshold of your personal medicine, for sure join the wait list. And if your soul is nudging you to be part of the village, the container, at tonyad.com. And for sure, check your inbox. There's a lot of things happening, like I said yesterday. But yeah, and the elemental insights I give you every day, these are for generally anybody really. But if you're in energy healing, if you're a practitioner, you're into energy medicine, an artist of energy healing, or if you're part of the elemental energy, the evening of elemental energy. So I've been using light, sound, vibration for healing since I don't want to tell you how long. However, it's about adding energy medicine to your practice through the elemental realms. The highway, the skin being reflective. It's an organ itself. It shows us all the signs that are going inside of the body. The body never lies. It really is feng shui for the body. So it's like reading the language of the elementals on the body. So when we heal the body, we heal the home, and vice versa. We heal the environment. And just like we have pathways, meridians in our bodies, the world does too. The environment, the earth plane, has rivers and valleys as well. So we're all kind of part of this whole magical grand design. But today on the elemental highway, we do have, of course, a yin fire goat of a day, the greatest of all time. That's how I see the goats. Any goats out there? But this is a very yin energy, yin in nature. The yin fire is hidden, so it's rooted in the goat, which is great. And the rat is actually clashing with our day. However, it does reflect. Water reflection, the rays or the flickering of a candle. Are you going to do the ritual I prescribed last week today? That's when it's meant to. Again, it's in the Shamanic Healing Academy group. But yin fire is very enthusiastic energy. It's warm, it's charming, it's charismatic. But it's this gracious energy with the goat, which is a friend or a mentor of sorts, which is a resource. It's the greatest of all time. So our day creates the goat. Fire creates earth, right? So we have a leader in the yang water. The parents are in a positive leadership role model. Peaceful water, going with the flow. But the rat's the instigator, fighting with the flow, the rivers, which keeps our day kind of from losing steam, if you will. But we do need some nature, a meadow for our day to keep the candles kindled or burning. And earth would actually be an asset to give direction to those authorities of all that water, nurturing authorities, but the not clashing kind. So my go-tos always are joy, peace, happiness, love, integrity, holding those notes for myself and for others. And because it's a day to manifest, committing to the feeling of that outcome. So that's the energy of the day. And of course, today I'm going with my Yule oracles. If you haven't listened to the Yule Winter Solstice podcast, either way, I hope so. And your options today, again, the cute winter bird. I don't even know where I found that. Kind of reminded me of my grandma. And then I was thinking of a, on your counter. Oh my gosh, I typed that out and I forgot what it's called. Whatever, an ornament. You know what I'm saying. Doesn't matter. But a fun Yule log. And sledding. So if you don't know, in 1975 or 4, I can't even remember. I think it was 75. Either way, no, it was 74. I was blessed with death on a sled. That's kind of what that reminded me with. And this happens, I go through a whole cycle, but I won't get into that. But those are your options today. Just hilarious, the sled. I'm like, holy shit. My red rider sled. What a great story. Okay, first up, I'm not going to go with the sled first. I'm going to go with the bird. If you chose the bird, you get the chills. And yes, it's otherworldly, but I'm not going with it that way. I'm going to use it differently. This is a wake-up call. It's awareness, but it's also kind of a warning signal. The message on the bottom of the card, hang on, let me get it because I can't see. The message on the bottom of the card says, upon my flesh within the bones quivers a crawling frozen in numbness. Shall I ignore or shall I bestow it? A frozen knowing looks back at my soul. It's like we're feeling this deep in our bones, right? But 5 is our mind. It's where is our mind today? It's in the season of Capricorn. It's committing to heartfelt thoughts, the kind of thoughts that we can take action on, which have integrity, because Mars is at the degree of integrity. But our body is this intelligent energy being providing us all these telltale signs, these warning signs, especially when we are in danger. And chills are actually one of those signs, right? We get chills sometimes. So they kind of warn us to seek shelter. Maybe we need a blankie. Maybe we need some warmth. And they send us messages so that we literally don't freeze. Just like the body, our soul, our energy soul, provides us with warning signs in the form of our intuition, gut feelings, chills even, that tell us something's not quite right. So this is about awakening our sacred soul. Our awareness is needed. It's otherworldly, so hopefully we're getting those messages. And we may be heading into a situation that we can avoid or be avoided. Maybe there's some red flags out there. Maybe there's some clues that we've been ignoring. We are kind of hitting the wall with them. Maybe you have that, or maybe you have felt that kind of creepy feeling that something is off, but we have no proof. But our ego is going to try to convince us that our feelings are misguiding or maybe they're premature. It's just about taking notice, right? Don't dismiss what you feel. Feelings never lie. There's still time to kind of go indoors, I guess, and seek some shelter from the chills or the cold before getting caught at night out into the snow. So it's kind of a message of kind of a warning signal or a sigil. Okay, following the chills, if you chose the, why can I not think what it's like a centerpiece with the candles. You get Father Christmas, which is great. Reminds me of Father Time, right? And Saturn, Capricorn, kind of what he reminds me of. But the 13, this is heartfelt believing. When our heart believes, it sings its signature sound. And the melody provides the frequency to frequent. It's the loving of what we love, attract, and our heart knows and believes that we belong at that frequency. But the message of the bottom of this one says, how did they get here? Lost, perhaps? No worries, which I love that. It says no worries. No worries at all. Gather yourself and clear the frost, for the good still lives in you, dear. I was thinking deer like a reindeer, but I like it. So it's like, what list are you going to be on? It's Father Time, right? The naughty one or the nice one? Santa's list. This is like Father Christmas, right? It's Santa Claus, Saint Nick, old Saint Nick. That was my horse's name. Odin, even Krampus. So these are like critical holiday figures for the celebrations. And we know that these are different kinds of archetypes. The jolly old Santa man that judges whether we are worthy of gifts, if we are kind-hearted, or if we're going to get the lump of coal if we're terrible, which I don't think coal is so terrible. I could have taken that. Actually, I have. And you maybe you're still not in childlike wonder. Maybe you've grown up and You've stopped worrying about gifts for the season of the givings of the holidays. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be mindful of how our energy is manifesting out into the world, streaming forward. Maybe you were being guided to share a little kindness, maybe a little joy. So maybe ask yourself, what would the best version of yourself do in the situation, right? We get consumed. So just keeping that in mind and going about your day, and see how simple those questions are. Often it shifts our perspective in a dramatic way. And kindness doesn't cost anything. It doesn't cost anything to value ourselves. And we can reward other people, and the blessings come back tenfold. It's just being grateful for the little things. But this is a message, seriously, of being naughty or nice. I don't know if I said that. But it's otherworldly, so maybe we're being naughty. I don't know. Maybe it's telling us to be nice. Just go with what you feel. Okay, and your final message, if you chose the sled, I should do a podcast about sleds. Just saying. And look what we have, the darkest hour, which I think this is an awesome card. It reminds me of the cycles of the moon, right? But the nine is ego action. It is Mars energy, and Mars is in the season of the mind, being mindful of spewing words, but it's at the high heart degree, which is the loving degree of the spiritual heart, if you will, spiritual integrity. And on the bottom, this one says that there is a void of thy darkness that swells the shadows of the soul, swallowing the wickedness into the blackness of its wholeness. So that's kind of like a circle, right? So this is the longest hour, the longest night, the abyss, the void. It's light and darkness, which go hand in hand, the yin and the yang. So it's the day turns into the night. The soul must also go through periods of highs and lows. Often we call the low the dark night of the soul. This is where we often feel very lost, possibly confused, maybe out of body, removed from our spirit. We all get to experience the night of the soul, right? At some point, maybe more than once over our lifetimes, luckily for us, right? But it's just common for the darkest hour to appear during times of extreme stress, disruption, chaos. And is it real, right? I kind of ponder that. But the process often is not pleasant. It's enduring, right? We always lose something. And on the other side, things are also better when we emerge. It's like the caterpillar to the butterfly. But the message for this is that the darkest hour has arrived because we're being asked to examine what's actually necessary for our joy, our personal joy. So what is that? Sometimes it's money, sometimes it's love. We have to ask ourselves, or is it fame, or maybe it's just being valued, respected? And so just imagine in your mind's eye being free of it all. So the darkest hour, which I'm loving this card, I can't quit staring at it. It reminds us that material things are really not necessary for happiness. It really doesn't take much. Happiness is something that's available to each and every one of us, with or without having any material success or things. You may feel as though that you have to be where you are, but that's not always true. Like, it's belonging, like, where do I belong? So it's time really to plant the seed, and it really is, and alter our reality. The one small thing ripples into the universal streams and changes. It's a domino effect in the rippling, right? So with the messages and the energy and the system kind of being scripted, I feel like it's Holy Communion, kind of a little channeling happening, just saying. But nature, are we lighting our black candle today? Are you going to do your ritual? I'm doing mine in just a little bit, but it's time to hold space, nurture our inner novel, I would keep your inner novel to your own sacred space and revisit it on your own time and space. And maybe are you beginning to commit to your personal medicine, your gift and purpose? It's kind of what the door is opening today. So the universe is kind of divinely orchestrating our soul's harmonic. It's really as if the melody is literally coming in our own soul. But I would affirm that I'm holding my personal note, my tonality, and manifesting a feeling that you're able to commit to, and holding that stream, that vibration. It's like you're being the conductor of your own melody, your symphony, the conductor. It's kind of what I see. But the darkest hour, it's a high note, right? It's all perspective. So with that, thanks for tuning in. Make it a Yule blessing. Do some rituals. I'm so excited. And I will see you tomorrow in the ethers, maybe in the evening. And I'm loving my little ding, ding, ding earrings. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you.
Blessings to you, my energetic beings, and welcome back to the Musing Moon Meditation. This Musing Moon is brought to you by the last new moon, a super moon at that, in the season of Capricorn, December 23rd, 2022, arriving at 5:17 a.m. Eastern, 4:17 Central, 3:17 Mountain, and 2:17 a.m. Pacific. But go ahead and check your local time zone to see when she apexes for you. And if you have been tuning into the Musing with Tonya D podcast, I'm actually searching for a new theme for 2023. I generally coin or theme my seasons every year. And this year, I'm actually feeling the season of the witch or the year of the witch. Why? You may be wondering why. In the Dagara cosmology, the elements play a huge role in gift and purpose, our personal medicine. And this upcoming year is the season of nature, which I have already done a nature series. You can go ahead and check that out. I believe it was around 2017.